Hello, everybody. And yes, my grandma has game. My name is Sarah Rodehorst, CEO of Onwards HR, a separation compliance platform that ensures consistent, compliant, and supportive employee exits. Now, as a psychology and computer science grad turned HR tech leader, I have spent my entire career launching B2B SaaS applications at startups and Fortune 500 companies. At Connecture, I actually started with them on the Georgia Tech campus at the ATDC, and to date myself, it was 2000, and stayed with them and helped them grow that organization over 14 years until they went IPO in 2014. At that point, I was hired away by ADP to help them start their ADP Health Compliance division. I was the second leader within that organization and helped them scale that from 2 to 250 employees in about 18 months. Now, it was a journey, but I had 3 key takeaways that I learned from that experience. 1, compliance is really hard. 2, technology transforms. And 3, people matter. And I applied these learnings when we first engaged with a company called Change Healthcare. They had just acquired McKesson's technology business, and they were consolidating the organization. And what often happens with M&A circumstances, there was workforce reductions. And they were figuring out firsthand how difficult compliance is as part of employee separation process. It involved over 100 rules, state and federal regulations, and corporate policies that they had to adhere to. They were also looking for, they wanted technology to help them. They had Workday, but that didn't solve their issue. They had identified there was a gap in HR technology around separation compliance that forced them to manage the process manually using spreadsheets and email. And that's when my co-founder, Janice, and I, we came together and put a prototype together, and they loved it. It met all of their needs. And ever since, we have been dedicated to helping enterprise organizations streamline the separation process and simplify that complexity, whether it's for workforce reduction or an everyday separation, because separations and people matter, and it is important to get it right. So I'm often asked, well, separations, they just don't happen a lot. Not at my organizations, we have no separations. But the reality is nearly half of the workforce leaves their job every year. That's according to US Bureau of Labor Statistics. 1 in 10 are asked to leave as part of a layoff or firing, and 1 in 20 are ultimately rehired. So separations, they happen in good times and bad, and it's not always a final goodbye. Now, separations, they're also risky, and they're personal, not only to that employee that's exiting, but imagine if you were HR and you just made a clerical mistake in a separation agreement that resulted in a $2.7 million severance check owed to that employee. That would be a pretty big burden to hold. And unfortunately, these separation mistakes, they're happening all the time. Do a Google search. You can read up on there. I could do a whole session just on all of the mishaps. But anytime separation mistakes makes headlines, it's a public relations nightmare that can have a devastating impact on the corporate brand and reputation. And that's why my co-founder and I built Onwards HR, a separation compliance platform that simplifies the complexity and helps ensure consistent, compliant, and supportive employee exits. We do help simplify the workforce reductions, but we also help with everyday separations. One of our customers is Ulta Beauty, retailer. They have 100% turnover. Most of it is voluntary, right? There is separation compliance related to that, and we help them simplify it because there is variations in every single state, and every single state wants to do it differently, and we can help streamline that process for them. Not only does Ulta Beauty and Change Healthcare love our platform, but all of our customers do. Why? Well, we save them time, we save them money, we help prevent separation mistakes, and we mitigate risk, and the best part at the end of the day It pays for itself in the legal cost savings alone. Now, we are so thankful to be part of the Engage program because culture is not only defined by the onboarding experience, it's also defined by how you treat people as part of the offboarding experience. And all of these companies you see up on this screen have leaned forward to make that process a better experience. We're excited to engage in all of the different conversations. We have multiple demos. We're actually presenting to Coca-Cola's EMEA region tomorrow about exploring our global expansion. We've responded to an RFP at Chick-fil-A to help with the complexity across state borders of state separation notices. And Cox Enterprises has been a customer of ours for over 3 years, and we are exploring expansion opportunities at automotive and communications. And so I just want to say thank you so much, because separations are personal, but with Onwards HR, there is a better way to say goodbye. Thank you.